Speaking of interesting stat lines, Shohei Ohtani's most recent start.
The most interesting man in baseball.
Yeah, yep. 5 innings pitched, 5 hits, no earned runs, 6 walks, 7 Ks.
So this looks like his start not too long ago, where
Yep.
he had a very, very similar stat line. I think in that start he had 5 walks and he had 9 strikeouts.
Yeah.
He for what and in 5 innings pitched, he's effectively wild right now. But yeah, I mean, he just seems so like a conundrum because I can't
Yes.
figure out what is going on.
Yep.
Because one of the stats that you pulled up is he's first in the MLB in barreled balls per plate appearance, which means that he's getting good wood on a ball more than anybody else.
Yep.
But his batting average is only a 264. But he also has some of the best exit velo in baseball.
Yep.
So has he actually, for as good as his numbers look offensively, he's been unlucky.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're barreling balls fast, but they're not landing.
Yep.
Well, why? Well, some of that I think has to do with, and we've talked about this outside of here, a guy like him who's such a good hitter in terms of being able to barrel a ball is actually a detriment to himself because he sees a ball 2 inches out of a strike zone that he probably shouldn't swing at, but he knows he can still barrel it, so he does. But because of where it is, he doesn't get the loft, the things, the stuff that then equates to hits.
Right.
So does he need to be more patient, stop chasing the stuff, and allow his natural ability to do it? And my long time, one of my favorite players who was like a highly underrated guy, he's my Frank Ntilikina of baseball, where I just feel like the talent is way better than fans want to admit, was Wilmer Flores.
Oh, Wilmer. Love
So
Wilmer.
Wilmer was a guy who always had a great barrel to ball ability.
Yep.
However, he was swinging it too much stuff. So you'd barrel a lot of balls, but then the numbers didn't look great. So last year, Wilmer had a 830 OPS and hit 12 home runs in limited time for the San Francisco Giants. Now this year, he's not doing great. He's not barreling up as much. But his last 2 years are 800 plus OPS. You start looking at his career, he's a dude who, when he plays, he hits home runs, barrels balls up, has a solid batting average. That guy would be better if he found patience.
Yep.
Ohtani has it on both sides of the ball. He not only is so nasty at barreling up a ball that he swings it too much, he's also so his shit is so crazy good that he can walk 5 guys, 6 guys, and let up 5 hits and allow no earned runs because no one is hitting the ball well.
Yep.
Like it's like we kind of got to
They
hit.
just can't get in rhythm and you also have on the flip side like he finds it. Well, his stuff's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, I really think like I'd love to see him get to a point that he has like a stupid stat line, like where he plays in the game, hits 2 home runs, and strikes out like 15 guys. Like that's in him right now.
Yep.
And the more you watch him, the crazier he starts to become. You just don't have stats to watch him.
Yep.
Like you can't look at the game and say, I know how baseball works. No. Did you see the play he made last night?
Yeah, that was nuts.
Where,
that
like,
was nuts. And he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
Dude absolutely rockets the ball. He just flips it up in the air and then catches it bare hand with his other hand.
Yeah.
And the guy's jogging down. I don't need to touch you. I caught it actually. I'm sorry. Like, what? And this what's his name? One of my poor kid who passed away from the Marlins years ago.
Jose Fernandez.
Jose Fernandez. That shot that
Oh, with Tulowitzki.
Tulowitzki
Yep.
absolutely rifles a ball
Yep.
that no one should be able to whoosh, boom, just his reflexes. And that's when you knew like the dude is his underlying system, whatever computer is operating his system
Yep.
is faster than everybody else's.
Yep.
He's got the drive that Dennis wants on our computer. Like if this thing can hum.
Yep.
That's Ohtani right now.
Yep.
Like the game just for him, he's just like freakish thing, no problem. I'll just do it every single game.
Yep.
And he gets the blister on his finger because he's like he's throwing too hard and his body's like your skin can't handle the rotation.
Also, you swing a bat as hard as anybody in the league at the same time.
It's just absolutely stunning watching him play. And yeah, like that's just a crazy ass stat line.
He's also top 5 in stolen bases. I just want to point that out also.
So like everybody like, and it's fun listening to the other guys talk about it. So like I guess I think he hit a home run off of Glasnow.
Yes.
And Glasnow's talking after the game, and he goes, "That is a huge human being." Like you think about Ohtani, and I think people think he's smaller than he is, and it's like, no, dude, it's like he has the physical characteristics of LeBron James. Like this is the LeBron James of baseball. Forget everything you ever met. Like he can do everything. You might not like the way he plays the game because he has assorted these strange skills in his own way.
Yep.
And you're like, no, I want him to either be a power hitter or
just a pitcher,
be a high
whatever.
average guy. And he's like, why don't I just do it all?
Yep.
And just, fuck it. And you watch him play, and it's just like, he's so fast. You brought it up in one of the episodes previously about how he's the fastest from home to first in baseball at one point in time.
Yep.
And it's like, and everyone's like, oh, okay, so he's a little quick. But he's crushing home runs. And he's throwing 100 miles an hour. Like, this dude
and he's
is
also
stupid.
a gigantic person running at that speed.
Like, he just doesn't, it's not normal. Which is LeBron when everybody's like, oh, you expect the 6'3", like Russell Westbrook, you look at him, you're like, yeah, he should be fast.
Yeah.
Skinny, built diesel, really athletic. You can see him jump. Yeah, that guy being fast. Then imagine that LeBron is faster, and he outweighs him by 40 pounds, and he is 5-6 inches taller. And you're like, that's not supposed to happen.
Yep.
That shouldn't be a thing.
It's crazy.
That's Ohtani right now.
Yep.
Like Mookie Betts is a tiny dude, right? 5'11", like $195, like good power. Ohtani's out here walking around. I think he's like 230.
Yeah, he's a house.
He's
a big person.
Him and because Trout's another guy that people look at and they're like, Trout is a normal dude. Yeah, they're saying 6'4", 203. Shenanigans.
No way.
He's 225.
Probably. Yeah.
You see
he
how
looks a little wiry, but I doubt it.
He is a tank.
Yeah.
He's a battle tank.
Yep.
And 6'4", like big ass dudes.
Yep.
Like when you see when Usain Bolt came on the scene. He had always been a 200-meter runner because 200 guys can be taller. 100-meter guys typically a little smaller because it's a shorter race. You don't need your strides to open up as long.
Right.
So when he started beating everybody, they're like, well, this isn't fair. Because now that we see it, you have everything that we could never have. And you have the things we do have. And guys just are out here like, well, fuck me. I could be as great as I want to be. You physically are just way better than anything I'll ever be.
Yep.
That's Ohtani right now.
Yep.
And he's then playing next to Trout, who's turned on God mode and just been like, oh, yes, I can do everything. Which I love.
Love it so much.
Because he's been such a cornball player for like a long time for me. Like, yes, he's good, and yes, he's great, and we get bored by how great he is. But we were talking about it. Great when it didn't matter. Like, your team never wins. You have these puffed up stats that just don't. Now they're at least in a conversation, and he's a stud. And it's been just such a cool thing watching that all happen.
Baseball lifestyle, it's my lifestyle.